there.
Hi, Val. How are you?
Good. It's so nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. How was today?
So I want to hear about all this new project you're working on, sort of a
Uh-huh.
rebranding. So
Yeah.
introduce yourself and just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, about myself. Oh my gosh. Well, my name is Gilberto. I'm from Mexico. I'm born and raised in Mexico. I'm from Guadalajara. So, and well, I start in this industry in a process of reinvention myself and rediscover myself. Because when I was living in Mexico, I never imagined to live here in the US. Never. So, of course, I used to come just not Disneyland and those kind of things. But I used to study and I went to school in Mexico for cinema, for, filmography and those kind of things.
Sure.
And I almost finished school over there. But then one day I got a health problem in my back. So I needed to have surgeries on my spine and everything.
Oh my.
And I know, and I didn't finish yet the school. And then I told to my parents, you know what? I need something new in my life. And I want to learn more languages and experience the world. So they sent me to Canada to study French. And when I was living in Montreal, I thought I was like, okay, probably I'll be living here my whole life. But then again, things changed. My family moved to San Diego, and then I needed to move to San Diego, right? I was like, oh, okay, so
now
I'm
you're
in a
in
new,
California.
yeah.
So how long have you been here in California?
4 years already.
4 years?
Yeah, so everything was new for me, new people, new culture, everything is new, right? So in the process of knowing what I'm going to do with my life, like, hey, I'm good at this. I discovered my passion for floral. And I love it. I just love it because it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me because it's change. To me, change means a lot. Is to renew yourself, to reinvent yourself in order to adapt. And that's for me, floral designing. That's the reason why I love it, because I discovered my passion. And actually, on October, I went to Paris and I met some good friends over there. She's a floral designer as well. And she was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, because whenever you go, you can do it no matter the language and the culture. This is something amazing. You're working with something pretty and to bring joy to the people, and see beautiful faces and smiles when you deliver and when you bring a nice bouquet or a nice arrangement. So that's my background in floral. That's like my story about how I found this.
Yeah.
And
well,
then,
floral design is definitely international. It doesn't matter.
Totally.
It doesn't matter, what language you speak, what, your race, creed, color, anything like that. When you floral design, all of that goes away and your work kind of speaks for itself. And I definitely think you are a natural. Your designs are absolutely beautiful. Your aesthetic is beautiful. You definitely have that God-given talent.
Thank you so
so
much.
awesome.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah. So tell me about
Yeah.
this wonderful project you're working on.
So this project, oh my gosh, this is amazing, because I'm going to be the creative director of this new brand that we're creating. The name is going to be Dogwood Fir. So as I told you about my background, the way I started to work in the fall industry here in San Diego, I started to be volunteer in the San Diego County Fair, actually.
Oh.
So that's how it started. And then I went to school for that, and I have like a certification in floral design.
Okay.
Yeah, so I used to work for some other florist as well as a freelancer.
Mm-hmm.
And now I met my partner, and he was like, why don't we try this, and why don't we just like do this together and do it like in a good way, because I like your vision, I like your aesthetic, so let's do it. So yeah, the name is going to be Dogwood Fir.
Dogwood Fir. Okay.
Dogwood Fir, yeah. I'm gonna be the creative director. Yeah.
When does that launch? because you're going to launch the Instagram, your website.
Mhm.
So what is the
Oh
date for
yeah,
the launch?
we are planning to go live on July the 15th.
Okay, that'll be
Yeah,
perfect.
right. Yeah, right now we are in the process of rebranding my Instagram. So the logo is ready, and it's going to be the website and the logo and everything, so with the name of Dogwood Fir. So I'm so excited about it. I
That's
mean,
so great. Oh my
I,
God. It must
I
be
just started.
it must be such an incredible feeling to start your own business and be a, you know, be a shop owner, and you call all the shots, and you know, you do things the way that you want to do them. So
Yeah,
how do you feel
especially.
about that? I'm sure you're excited, right?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so grateful, especially because I have the completely freedom of create with my vision. So it's been like a full of work time right now because I'm so 100% involved in the process, like all the details and the content for the website, and develop like the nice speech and how I want to be perceived, by my aesthetic. So yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what are you going to offer? Are you going to be, do you have a brick and mortar shop? Are you just going to be online? Are you having, tell me a little bit about what you're going to offer.
Okay, so it's going to be
Deliveries?
a brick and mortar. Yeah, the plan is to be a brick and mortar, of course. But for now, right now, we are starting online process. Yeah, so we're starting the online process. I'm going to offer arrangements as well, and events. So it's going to be floral designing and events. So we're pushing a little bit to get the space, and as when when we have the space, of course, it's going to be like online and at the storefront as well.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So, so as a Latina, tell me a little
Mhm.
bit about some of the hurdles that you've had to overcome. Now, I know that you've been in this business a little while now, and you
Mhm.
freelance. Tell me, have you had any hurdles that you've had to come across, or any sort of, you know, issues?
Uh, I think probably the issue that I could get is not by my appearance, but probably is because English is not my first language. So of course, in my mind, I have to double think how I'm gonna communicate the
Mm,
way I communicate it, because I have to look for the right words in English. So it's like a process in my mind. Like
yeah,
I have to develop a message, and I have to be like well seen, and I want the message to be developed the way I'm thinking. So
yeah.
probably that's a barrier that I have a little bit.
Mhm.
The language. I mean, I speak English, yes, but it's not my mother language. So I have to reprocess the information two times in my head, like to explain and express my words very well.
Yeah, I get that. So tell me what inspires you. What gets you sort of excited to do some floral designing or do events?
Okay, so what inspired me the most is creating moments. To me, seeing people's faces when you develop or when you are give them a bouquet or an arrangement and see the joy on their faces, that's amazing. That's very, very
Yeah,
powerful to me. That's so inspiring. See, this is speechless and there's no words to describe, especially because flowers are to celebrate, right? When you give someone flowers, you're celebrating, I don't know, it could be a wedding, it could be a birthday, it could be a celebration of life. But seeing people's faces when you are giving a nice arrangement or a bouquet or whatever it is, and see the smile is priceless. It's amazing. That's one of the things that inspires me. Uh, I get inspired a lot by history. I love history because it's part of the human. It's part of the humanity, right? So when you understand history very well, or when you like history, you can understand the background of the people.
yeah,
You can understand how we are relating each other. So I love history, and as well, art inspires me a lot because, well, in the art, you can find different times of the human history that you can find references, and you can find like motivations and inspirations. Yeah, and I love, for example, the period of the Renaissance. I love that, and I
Oh,
love the Baroque as well. I get inspired by the paintings of Caravaggio, for example, just to mention some, or the Dutch painters like Jan Davidson de Hem. You know, all those like still alive paintings with
yeah.
that amazing lighting, with
Oh.
butterflies and seashells and fruits. I love it. I love it.
So, what advice do you think that you can give young people that are Latina that want to start in the floral industry? What advice can you give them?
What advice? That's a very powerful question.
Yeah,
I think that an advice that I can give to someone else, no matter if it's Latino, if it's African American, if it's Caucasian, if it's French, whatever you are, you're a human being, first of all.
yeah,
And I always want to be recognized because of my talent, not because of my background or not because of my race. It's because of the person who I am,
right.
first of all. Second, I think that to young people, or if you're young, whatever, I think that you have to focus and invest time in yourself. Why? Because by investing time in yourself, you're gonna find yourself. You're gonna find what really, really you like and who you really are. By that, you can start doing things with passion. And to me, I think it's like if you're doing with passion, uh,
You're
there's
being
no
true to
limits.
yourself, really.
Exactly. There's no limits when you're doing things with passion and with the heart.
Hmm.
So, doing a recap about this advice, I would like to say just do it with passion or don't do it.
Yeah, that's really good advice. I think too, being a floral designer or being in this business, you have to love flowers. You have to have that passion.
Yeah.
Um, and if you don't, you might be in the wrong biz.
Oh,
Um,
totally. Totally. Because being an event is, there's times that I'm like so beat up, like so beat up after an event, and I start my day probably at 5 a.m. and then I ended up my day at 8, but then I have tons of leftovers and I go back home and I keep creating and making arrangement. And people is like, are you crazy? It's like, well, I don't know if I'm crazy or not, but it's just like I saw these colors and these flowers, and it's like I just want to put something together, just staring at it and go to sleep.
yeah. So let's talk about diversity in our
Mhm.
field, in floral design, or in the floral industry. How do you think we can overcome diversity? I mean, this is a
How
great
I can we
platform right here, and Instagram is a really great
Mhm.
platform. But what are other ways do you think that we can encourage more people of color to explore floral design?
uh, well, the thing with floral design is that this industry is full of nice people.
Yeah,
Seriously, it's a very supportive community. It's full of nice people in here. So the way that I can probably encourage more people is like, again, discover yourself and discover your passion and try, always try, never stop learning. That's another thing. Never stop learning, because all the people can nourish you
yeah,
and can give you more knowledge. Like by sharing your knowledge, that's priceless, because you're learning from here and there, and that creates like more supportive community,
yeah.
and includes it will includes you. It doesn't matter your race, as long as you're willing to learn and you are like humble and respectful.
It's a good answer. Um, what do you want people to know about Gilberto?
What do I want people to know about me? In what way?
Anyway, maybe about your design, the way that you design. How would you describe your style?
How do I describe my style?
Because you definitely
Uh,
have a style, don't you think?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, as I told you, I get inspired a lot by art. I get inspired by nature. So if I have to describe, probably could be something like uh, um, garden style, perhaps.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I get a lot of inspiration by movement and by the flower, by seasonal flowers, and so probably garden style could be.
Yeah. It's definitely free form too. It's
Yeah, freeform.
yeah. I think yeah, I think your style is really cool. I love it. I love your vibe. Um, is there anything else that you would like to talk about?
Well, I think as I told you before, I identify myself as a human,
Yeah.
right? So to me, I think the experience, my knowledge, and the way I am is how people, how I want that people think about me,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't matter my race, my background, or my sexuality.
Yeah.
At the end, I want to be perceived as a human being.
Hmm.
That's it. Like, I'm a human being. I'm Gilberto, and this is my craft. This is my talent, perhaps, and that's what I want that people look at me. Because what I can offer, not because the way I look.
Well, I love that. And I love you. I think you're so kind and you have such an amazing style. And I am so excited for Dogwood and Fur to launch. I think it's going to be amazing, and I'm going to shout it from the rooftops. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on here and telling your story.
Well, thank you so much, Valerie. I mean, I really appreciate this space. And yeah, I'm so excited about Dogwood and Fir. And remember, changes are good.
Yeah,
Changes are good. And let's just like take advantage of the changes and find a passion and do something with passion. That's what I want to say all the time to the people. Like when you find your passion, that's priceless. Don't focus like into be recognized, don't focus into money. Just focus into do something good for yourself and for others.
yeah. Well, that's perfect. That's a perfect ending to this series. So thank you so much. Dogwood and Fur, July
That
15th.
would Fir.
July
July
15th.
15th online. Yeah.
All right.
Online. Yeah.
So
Just
excited.
stay
Thank you
tuned
so
and
much.
so excited.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Val.
Okay. Talk to you.
Have a nice one.